In moments where a child's safety is threatened, a parent's body language is the clearest mirror reflecting the conflict between extreme fear and the effort to remain calm for the sake of education. A squint of the eyes, a grit of the teeth, or hands trembling from adrenaline all carry lessons of love and boundary. The coordination between a decisive father and an empathetic mother is the bridge to a child's growth. Para. The pale golden rays late afternoon sunlight filtered through the window, casting an amber glow over the polished oak floor. The house, bathed in the sweet scent of vanilla, seemed to enjoy a rare moment of stillness. Daniel had just finished a business call, looking poised in a fitted navy polo shirt, gray chinos, and leather indoor slippers. Emma was preparing the last of the dessert fruit, looking elegant in a cloud blue silk blouse and white linen pants. The peace was shattered as Daniel entered the living room and saw Leo, in his lemon yellow t-shirt and denim overalls, sitting on the floor, holding a sharp paring knife just millimeters from his tiny fingers. Para. Immediately, Daniel's pupils shrank in shock. His eyebrows surged together, forming deep furrows between his eyes, while he squinted his eyes sharply, as if trying to freeze every one of his son's movements. His nostrils flared, and Daniel had to grit his teeth so hard that his jaw muscles bulged, standing out beneath his skin, which had turned pale with fear. He lunged forward with the speed of a leopard, his large hand enveloping Leo's wrist to disarm him. Daniel stood up abruptly, his muscular shoulders trembling violently under his polo, and he roared, "Leo, drop it now!" The shout caused the tendons in his neck to ripple and strain, echoing through the room. Leo jumped, his tiny lips quivering, his chin dropping, and his eyes beginning to well up. The boy whimpered, not yet understanding what he had done wrong. Para? Emma stood rooted for a beat, her hand clenching the hem of her silk blouse until it wrinkled to suppress her anxiety. But seeing Daniel losing control, she swallowed hard to soothe the lump in her throat. She knelt, regardless of her silk blouse touching the floor, her eyebrows forming a sorrowful yet loving arc as she pulled Leo into her arms. She felt his heart racing, then glanced up at Daniel, who was now turning away, his fists still tightly clenched to suppress the aftershocks. Emma whispered to her son, "Look, Daddy's hands are still shaking. He is gritting his teeth in silence because he's trying not to let his fear turn into tears. He loves you so much his heart ached when he saw that knife. Do you see how he squinted his eyes? Yikes, it's because he was so worried for your hands." Para. Daniel finally turned back slowly, his breathing evening out, though his eyes were still slightly bloodshot from the stress. He sat down, taking Leo's tiny hand, his voice deep and raspy but softened. "I'm sorry for yelling. But when you touch the forbidden zone, I cannot stand still. From now on, if you want to use anything that is not your toy, you must ask for permission. Only if Mom and Dad agree and sit next to you can you use it." "Agreed?" Leo nodded firmly, wiped his tears, and promised never to take knives or scissors on his own again. Para. Dinner ended warmly, but a small test of discipline appeared the moment the last bite of cake was finished. Leo immediately stood up, intending to sneak away toward the toy area, leaving behind his dirty bowl and spoon lying askew on the oak table. Daniel did not yell, but he squinted his eyes, his gaze piercing through the dirty bowl. His lips were pressed into a thin line, showing unwavering resolve. He crossed his arms, his shoulder blades tensing under his light sweater. "Leo Gallus, don't say it all. And Josh loud, come back." His voice was low, sharp, and growled out through slightly closed teeth. Leo stopped dead, his shoulders slumping in disappointment. He turned back with a pouting face, his eyebrows furrowed and his lower lip protruding in a sulk. He tapped his foot lightly on the oak floor, his eyes darting away to avoid his father's razor-sharp gaze. Stubbornness began to escalate in silence. Emma saw the tension and gently placed a hand on Daniel's shoulder, a light touch to encourage him to relax his tensed shoulder muscles. Then, she stepped toward Leo, tilting her head to catch his avoiding eyes, smiling gently to dissolve the thick atmosphere. "Para!" Emma smoothed out his furrowed brows and whispered, "Oh look, Detective Leo has a messy case over here. Do you see how Daddy Daniel is keeping his back straight? Yeah, it's because he's waiting for a responsible member of our team. When you frown like this, I see a tired boy. But when you smile and take your bowl, I see a hero. Daddy does not want to bully you, he's just squinting to see if his superhero will show up." Emma's reasonable explanation left Leo with no more reason to resist. Daniel also relaxed his facial muscles, raising one eyebrow in a challenging yet encouraging manner. Leo took a deep breath, puffed out his cheeks, and let out a long sigh before quietly taking his dishes toward the sink under his parents' proud gaze. When the task was complete, Daniel was waiting to share in celebratory fist bump. Daniel winked at Emma, a discreet smile of victory appearing on the corners of his lips. They understood that by coordinating the father's decisiveness and the mother's gentleness, they were step by step forging a strong character and a heart that knows how to share responsibility.